Okay, you said you wanted to see my pantry stuff. I wasn't quite sure exactly what all you wanted to see, so this could be as short or as long as you want it. But I've got sugar and flour and another bag of flour there. And I've got empty narrow mouth jars and empty half pint jars. And then I've got my wide mouth jars are over here. And I have plenty of jars. I came across some really good deals through the Facebook Marketplace, and I was able to get them nice and cheap before they went into shortage. So that made me very happy. And then over here, see if I can open this guy. In here, we have, I taught myself how to wax cheese. I'm actually quite pleased with that. And it seems to be holding up okay. There isn't any mold growing out of the side of it or nothing like that. So, and that will stay shelf stable for a long time. And then I have some in the freezer too. Not too much anymore though. And then we come into the main pantry area. Starting up top, this is chicken. And I use chicken for in my soups and casseroles. And then, don't tell the kids, but when I make homemade chicken nuggets, I actually make it out of turkey. Because the turkey holds up better than the chicken to canning. See how it's nice and lots of nice big chunks? So the turkey I use for chicken nuggets. And then this is all casseroles and stuff where you kind of want more of that baked down texture. And I've got some oranges that I canned. And then this is hamburger meat from a local farmer, grass-fed, organic, all that good stuff. And I have a shelf and a half. I just did a bunch. I was down to 6, so I did a run of 12, and that gave me all of these guys. And we're just going to go back up a little bit because it's fun. I love showing off my pantry, and I don't do it much. This is actually the first one I've shown it to in a while. One of the fun things that I can, in no way does this save money, but they taste so much better. Mushrooms. I get fresh, whole mushrooms, and I chop them up, and I can them, and the only thing in here is a little bit of salt and a bunch of mushrooms. No MSG, no weird whatever's in there. All good stuff. And then this is some cranberry juice that I made. You can see the cranberries still floating in there. It's all ready to go now. It's been sitting for a good long time. And the fun thing is I actually mixed it with Grandma's homemade cordial. And oh my gosh, it was so good. It's good on its own, but with Grandma's cordial, it was even better. And here we have my homemade pickles. It's mostly dill and peppercorns and vinegar and whatnot. It's nothing real fancy. But then up here, I made myself some relish. And homemade relish, it's chopping up pickles, adding onions and peppers, and that's pretty much it. There's a couple other things in there, but homemade relish is way better tasting, I think, than the store-bought stuff because I never used to use relish, but now I like it. So, and then we have mushroom broth, and I use that in like my stroganoff and whole bunches of fun stuff like that. So when I make my mushrooms and I cook them down for 5 minutes, this is the water from the mushrooms. It tastes nummy. And I have grapefruit, orange, and strawberry preserved jam. It's not jelly because jelly is smooth. I think they're more preserves. And I've got some pear and strawberry. And this looks like a strawberry cranberry or something. Shame on me, I didn't label it. Why didn't I label these? I always label. Ooh, I'm so bad. Anyway, it's some sort of red jam because it's on the jam shelf. I'm going to have to open one and find out what it is. And then this is milk that I canned. It's not hard to do, and it will stay good on the shelf now for a good 2 years, at least. This is my first try doing it, and it turned out pretty good, and Barb loves it. So the kids will actually drink the canned white milk, over the store-bought white milk, which is funny because it's when I can the milk, it's just store-bought milk, but I can it. But it changes the flavor enough that the kids eat it. It's one of those wonderful things. And chicken broth. I have yet to have a round of chicken broth come out the same color every time. And a lot of people will strain the chicken broth to get the oil, or not the fat and the contents off the bottom. But that's all my seasonings and stuff that I put in, which really is more like salt and Lori's seasoned salt. That's my big secret for chicken broth to make it so I like it. But I shake it up before I use it, and then it's all good. If you take away all the fat and all the real fine materials, you lose a lot of the flavor. So there's that. Oh wow, let's see. Yep, your chicken broth too. See, look at how different it comes out from batch to batch. It just depends on how many vegetables there are to bones and whatnot. And this is my turkey gravy. This is fantastic. I've got mushrooms and turkey, and it's all ready to go. And my beef broth, which I don't use much, but I am due to make another round here coming up, because I'm down to 5 jars, and I do like to keep about 12 of any type of thing I have, unless it's like a yearly thing, like the pickles, or in this case, my wonderful, wonderful homemade tomato sauce. All of them when I make my tomato sauce, all they are is a little bit of salt, tomatoes, onions, and green peppers. That's all that's in my tomatoes. They are awesome. They are the best tasting things. They beat anything you could out of a can all to heck. And I did like 40 or 50 tomato plants last year. And I got a full year's worth of tomatoes finally. So I'm going to do 50 tomato plants again this year, and I should get enough again for this year. And plus, I had enough so that I was able to do diced tomatoes. And again, it's just chopped up tomatoes in water and a little bit of salt. And I say a little bit of salt because it's like a teaspoon of salt for the whole jar. And by the way, you don't feel obligated to watch the whole thing because you asked. You can turn it off and say you watched it. These are potatoes. I'm not canning potatoes again. I don't really use them. I like fresh potatoes, and I have potatoes from my garden. That's all I have left for this year because they were all kind of small. But my potatoes from my garden keep and taste better when I keep them in the basement than they do when I can them. These are I made apple pie filling, and they taste really good. These are grandma's apples from the tree. Uh, I don't know what I'm going to get next year because the tree is dying. Like it's half torn. We had a bad storm that put a bunch of snow on it, heavy wet snow on it, and it cut the tree in half. And so it's like almost dead. And the other apple tree that she planted isn't looking good either. So I'm going to have to hunt up some more apple trees, I think, and plant a couple at the front of the yard or something. This is some turkey stew I made. And this is, what are you? Beef gravy. Oh, that's beef gravy. Okay, that means that's chunks of beef in here. And there's onions and peppers in here and stuff so I can make beef gravy like I make turkey gravy. Okay. And these, oh my gosh. These look disgusting, right? Because they're not all covered in liquid like they should be. The beans actually soaked up more than they should have. But these beans are so good. I use these for refried beans in my tacos. And they are fantastic. I'm almost done, and then you can say hi to Aunt Kathy and Uncle Richard, okay? Here's some apple butter. This batch that just says AB on it, these are from Dad's apple trees, which is pretty cool. And then I got some cranberry jam, preserves, whatever, here too. And this is apple butter from Grandma's trees. And then I canned some celery. This is just store-bought celery. And some store-bought carrots. And I don't think I'm going to do that again. I don't really use them that much. I'd rather dehydrate them and use them that way. And we turn around this way. And I've got Grandma left a bunch of vinegar. Still good, so I'm not going to throw it. I use it for my canning. It's wonderful stuff. I have more milk canned up here in quart jars. And then the coronavirus fear got the better of me, so I stocked up on my cream of chicken and cream of mushroom soups and stuff, which is what you're seeing here. There's lots. There's like two things going all the way back, so I gotta have like 40 cans of soups. So I don't have to worry about that for a while. But the fun thing is with the chicken stock and the beef stock and the milk and some cornstarch, I can make my own stroganoff sauce. So I don't even need the canned sauces anymore. And this is some butter that I canned up so that I wouldn't have to keep it in the freezer. I was running out of freezer room with that cow in there. But now I can start back. I'm not going to can the butter again. I don't like the texture as much. It's good for cooking, but it's not as good for like you make a grilled cheese sandwich and you want butter on it. Like if you're going to eat it on its own, you don't want to can the butter. But if you're going to put it in stuff, then canned butter is great. And I bought some extra tomato sauce and green olives. I showed you that. And these are cereals that my kids get from the school that they don't eat that fast, so I put them down here. And chocolate chip for pancakes.
And also there's Easter ones.
Yes, and there's peanut butter ones and butterscotch. All sorts of chips. Say hello, Barbara Rose.
Hi. And they want to come on my birthday? It will be nice.
Her birthday is September 4th, so you have a while to decide on that one. And we got ketchup and peanut butter and all sorts of other good stuff that I've saved up.
Mommy, on my birthday,
I've got some beans so I can make my refried beans again because, well, I'm running a little bit low. Not a lot low, just a little bit low. And Lily will go on pastaroni kicks where the only thing she will eat is pastaroni. She doesn't know that I sprinkle dehydrated green things in her pastaroni to make it healthy, so she gets pastaroni. And then, believe it or not, during the coronavirus stuff, we ran out of stroganoff noodles and lasagna noodles. So as soon as they started coming back in, I stocked up. That's right, Mama stocked up on stroganoff and lasagna and spaghetti noodles, because getting noodles was the hard thing around here. All the other stuff I was fine on.
Do they have hot cocoa?
No, we don't have hot cocoa. Although I could probably make it because it's mostly cocoa powder and sugar. All right, and that's really all of my like preppy stuff. I've got some squash that was literally like the second thing I canned when I started canning. Still haven't used it. But Augie found he likes pumpkin pie. So maybe, oh, this is pumpkin. So I can make my own pumpkin pie and we'll see what he thinks of it. He probably won't like it. He's very judgy. But we got some backup cereals hiding over here.
Mommy.
That's it.
Mommy.
You've seen all the good stuff.
Mommy, can I wear this on the weekend when Augie's going to show me where that place is that he was?
Those are summer shoes, babe.
Today?
In the spring and in the summer. Not now. Put those back.
Mm-hmm.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.